She thought she would look professional, smart, and confident. But instead, she walked into a glass door, spilled coffee on people, sent a message to the whole company, and almost started a war with the office coffee machine. And trust me, the disasters were only getting started. So get ready for a funny and chaotic office story full of embarrassing moments, laughter, and non-stop trouble. Let's begin. Sophia was a 22-year-old young girl. She had just graduated from college and finally got her first office job in Chicago. She was excited, nervous, and completely unprepared for what was about to happen. The night before her first day, Sophia spent 2 hours choosing clothes. This outfit looks too serious. No, this one makes me look like a school student. Maybe this one? Her bed looked like a clothing store explosion. Finally, she chose a beautiful white shirt, black skirt, and small heels. She smiled proudly in the mirror. Perfect. Then suddenly, while turning around dramatically, her heel broke. Crack. Sophia stared at the shoe silently. You betrayed me. After another 20 minutes of panic, she finally found different shoes. At 1 a.m., she was still awake watching videos called How to Look Professional at Work, How to Impress Your Boss, How to Survive Office Life. Finally, she slept for only a few hours. The next morning, her alarm rang loudly. Sophia jumped from bed immediately. First office day. She got ready quickly and left the apartment with confidence. Outside, the weather looked sunny and beautiful. Sophia smiled happily. Today will be amazing. 5 seconds later, a taxi drove through a puddle. Splash. Dirty water covered her clothes completely. Sophia stood there in shock. A small child nearby laughed loudly. Even the taxi driver looked guilty. Sophia sighed deeply. Wonderful start. Luckily, she had an extra shirt in her bag. After changing clothes in a cafe restroom, she finally continued her journey. When she entered the subway station, it was extremely crowded. People pushed from every direction. Sophia carefully held her coffee while walking. Then someone accidentally bumped into her. Coffee flew directly onto a businessman's expensive suit. Everyone froze. The businessman slowly looked down at his shirt, then at Sophia. Sophia panicked immediately. I am so sorry. The man stared for 2 seconds, then suddenly laughed. Honestly, I needed a reason to go home. Sophia laughed nervously. Finally, she arrived at the office building. The building looked huge and modern with shiny glass walls. Sophia took a deep breath. You can do this. She walked confidently toward the entrance and directly walked into the glass door. BONK. The security guard looked away, trying not to laugh. Sophia touched her forehead dramatically. The door looked invisible. The guard smiled kindly. It happens more than you think. Sophia quickly entered the building before dying from embarrassment. Inside, the office looked beautiful and professional. Employees walked quickly while holding laptops and coffee cups. Everyone looked experienced and confident. Sophia suddenly felt like a lost child. At the reception desk, a friendly woman smiled. Good morning. Your name? Sophia Miller. The receptionist checked the computer. First day? Sophia nodded nervously. Is my fear that obvious? The woman laughed softly. A little. She handed Sophia an office ID card. Your manager is waiting on the 7th floor. Sophia thanked her and entered the elevator. Inside stood several serious office workers. Nobody spoke. Sophia tried to look professional too. She stood straight and nodded randomly like an important businesswoman. Then suddenly, her phone started playing loud music. Very loud music. And unfortunately, it was a silly cartoon song. Everyone looked at her immediately. Sophia panicked while trying to stop the music. Instead, the volume became even louder. One man started laughing. Another woman smiled. Finally, Sophia turned the phone off. The elevator became silent again. Sophia whispered quietly, "I want to disappear." When the elevator doors opened, she escaped immediately. Outside, she met her manager for the first time. Her manager's name was Olivia. She was smart, confident, and surprisingly friendly. "You must be Sophia," Olivia said warmly. "Yes." Olivia smiled. "Relax. Nobody survives their first office day perfectly." Sophia laughed nervously. "That obvious?" "A little." Olivia showed her around the office. "This is the meeting room. That's the kitchen area. And this is your desk." Sophia's desk looked amazing. It had a computer, notebooks, colorful pens, and a tiny plant. "It's so pretty," Sophia whispered happily. She sat down carefully. Then suddenly, the chair rolled backward quickly. Sophia fell directly onto the floor. "THUD." Everyone nearby turned around immediately. One employee almost dropped his coffee while laughing. Sophia slowly looked up from the floor. "I think this chair hates me." The entire office laughed warmly. Luckily, everyone seemed friendly. Soon, Sophia met a funny coworker named Jake. Jake loved jokes and talked nonstop. "Important office warning," Jake whispered dramatically. Sophia looked serious. "Never touch Emily's yogurt in the office fridge." "Why?" "She once made a grown man cry." Sophia laughed loudly. "I'm serious," Jake said. Later that morning, Sophia started working on her computer. Everything went well for almost 30 minutes. Then disaster arrived. Sophia accidentally sent a private message to the entire company. The message said, "I still have no idea what I'm doing." Sophia froze in horror. "No, no, no." Replies immediately started appearing. One employee wrote, "Same." Another replied, "Welcome to office life." Even Olivia responded, "Confidence will come later." Sophia covered her face with both hands. Jake laughed so hard, he almost fell from his chair. At lunchtime, Sophia joined her coworkers in the cafeteria. The place was crowded and noisy. Sophia carefully carried a tray filled with pasta, salad, juice, and soup. Jake waved excitedly from another table. "Sophia, over here." Sophia smiled and waved back. At the exact same moment, she slipped slightly. The tray flew dramatically into the air. Soup landed on the floor. Juice spilled everywhere. And pasta landed directly on Jake's head. The cafeteria became completely silent. A piece of spaghetti slowly hung from Jake's hair. Sophia whispered softly, I can explain. 3 seconds later, Jake burst into laughter. Soon everyone else laughed too. This is actually impressive, Jake said proudly. Sophia laughed so hard her stomach hurt. Later that afternoon, Olivia invited Sophia to an important meeting. Inside sat several serious managers. Everyone looked professional and focused. Olivia whispered, "Just relax." Sophia nodded carefully. The meeting started. Charts appeared on a giant screen. People discussed business plans and sales numbers. Sophia tried hard to look intelligent, so she nodded every few seconds. Suddenly, one manager looked at her. "Sophia, what's your opinion?" Sophia froze completely. She had absolutely no idea what they were discussing, but everyone waited for her answer. Sophia smiled nervously. "I think communication is very important." The room became silent. Then Olivia laughed. Soon everyone else laughed too. One manager nodded seriously. "She's actually right." Sophia secretly sighed with relief. Near the end of the day, Olivia asked Sophia to make coffee for the team. Easy task. At least, that's what Sophia thought. Unfortunately, the office coffee machine looked like a spaceship. Too many buttons. Too many lights. Too much danger. Sophia pressed one button. Nothing happened. She pressed another. Still nothing. Then suddenly, coffee exploded everywhere. Foam shot into the air like a volcano. One employee screamed dramatically, "The machine has awakened." Everyone started laughing loudly. Sophia stood there covered in foam. Olivia walked into the kitchen slowly. She looked around at the disaster. Then at Sophia. "What happened here?" Sophia pointed at the machine seriously. "It started first." Olivia laughed so hard, she almost cried. Finally, the workday ended. Sophia felt completely exhausted. It was complete chaos. But somehow, it was also fun. As Sophia prepared to leave, Olivia stopped her near the elevator. "Sophia." "Yes, you made the office more cheerful today." Sophia looked surprised. "Even after all the disasters?" Olivia smiled warmly. "Especially because of them." Sophia smiled too. For the first time all day, she felt comfortable. Maybe she was not perfect. Maybe she was awkward and clumsy. But maybe she belonged there after all. As Sophia walked outside happily, she looked proudly toward the sky. Then suddenly, a bird flew above her. Sophia immediately covered her head. Not again. If you enjoyed this funny English story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more slow English stories and entertaining videos.